5 seconds to go. Start. The Madhya Pradesh High Court in Sunita Gandharva versus State of MP and another, while highlighting the purpose of the amendment inserting section 15A, observed that with the years of experience, it was found that due to some vagueness in the definitions and some procedural inertia, the purpose of Act lacked fulfillment. Therefore, to make it more victim oriented, the Amendment Act was introduced with the legislative intent reiterated in the letter. No iota of doubt exists that intention of the Amendment Act was for speedy trial and protection of victims' rights. By way of Section 2 EC, victim has been defined, and beside Section 14A, Section 15A, rights of victim and witnesses was introduced to take care of them for the first time. Definition of victim includes relatives, legal guardian, and legal heirs, and this definition is much wider than the definition of victim provided in section 2 WA of CRPC, which includes guardian or legal heir. Note the relatives. Similarly, section 15A of Atrocities Act provides an extensive mechanism for protection of victims' witnesses. Even the victim has been given a chance to appear before the court at the time of hearing of bail application. Right of the court to cancel or revoke the bail is one of the measures by which protection of victim witnesses can be ensured. The Gujarat High Court in Hemal Ashwin Jain versus Union of India observed that the victims even today have no semblance of rights at the investigation stage and a feeble position at the trial stage of a criminal prosecution. We are also not impressed by the argument of Mr. Popat that Section 15A3 of the Amendment Act should be construed as directory and not mandatory, as is evident from a plain reading of the section quoted above. The victim must be served with notice of the bail application and must be provided an opportunity to be heard and advance argument. When a statute specifically provides a right to the victim dependent to be heard at any proceedings in respect of bail, and if the court fails to provide such opportunity, then there is an inherent failure of justice. This procedure, in our opinion, cannot be bypassed. The non compliance of the provision of Section 15A3 of the Amendment Act would render an order null and void. If Section 15A3 of the Amendment Act is to be construed as directory, then the very object and purpose with which such provision is enacted would got frustrated. In such circumstances, referred to above, we hold that Section 15A(3) of the Amendment Act is mandatory and not directory. Emphasis supplied. Stop.